Hello friends, I am Dr. Ashutosh Agarwal, Professor ITARC College of Management, affiliated with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. Today I am delivering a lecture on single index model with case problem under the subject of investment analysis and portfolio management KMB FM 01. It's an 8th lecture of second unit, and this lecture will deliver you how to select a portfolio under statistical measures under the modern approach. Modern approach consists of two models. One we have discussed in my previous lecture of Markowitz theory, and the second one is the single index model. Today we will discuss about how a particular portfolio can be selected, how the securities can be selected based on the statistical figures, based on the statistical outcome given on the particular securities, various securities under risk and return. Let us start. The single index model. This model was developed by William F. Sharpe in 1963. It indicates the allocation of investment in the portfolio between individual equity shares. These investments are made with the help of, as the portfolio risk and return is associated with the market movements. If the market is under the bullish trend, the portfolio will also be in the bullish trend. If market is in the bearish trend, portfolio will also be in the bearish trend. So, this single index model which was developed by William F. Sharpe has indicate that the allocation of investment in the portfolio between individual equity share. This substantially reduced the number of required inputs when estimating portfolio risk. Instead of estimating the correlation between every pair of securities, simply correlate each security with an index of all of the securities included in the analysis. Under this, we are not analyzing the correlation, we are analyzing the risk which is associated with the security. How the particular security, which kind of security should be included, which kind of security should be excluded in the portfolio. This single index model focused about the securities movement, securities risk or appetite or according to the market return. And under this single index portfolio, we are analyzing the how a risk of a particular portfolio can be optimized. The single index model compares all securities to a single benchmark. An alternative to comparing a security to each other by observing how two independent securities behave relative to a third value. That third value might be the market movement. We learned something about how the securities are likely to behave relative to each other, how the securities are moving ahead, and which securities we should include it in our portfolio. Once we are constructing a portfolio, we are having before us ample number of securities. Which kind of security, which security we should include in our portfolio? This is being analyzed under the single index model. There are few of the assumptions under this model. The return of the securities are related only through a common relationship with some basic underlying factors. This factor may be the level of stock market as a whole or any other factor thought to be the most important. Most important factor is the stock market movement. Means the security, if the stock market is moving ahead, is moving up in the bullish trend, definitely the security return might be expected in the bullish. But if the stock market is itself showing a bearish trend, the security return would have be in the bearish mode. The only reason share vary together systematically is because of a common co-movement with the market, and there are no effect beyond the market, means that is any fundamental factor effect. Only there is the effect of the market factor, not the fundamental factor, not the fundamental factors like the economic factors, industry factor, company factor. No other factors are being considered here. Here only the market movement are being considered. If the market is moving, again repeating, if the market is moving up, the security prices are moving up, and vice versa, the market would move down, the security prices would also move down. there is a relationship between the stock return and the market return is given by the characteristic line, which is being calculated with the help of expected return on a security I. This is the formula for calculating a expected return from a security, which we have also discussed in our previous lectures. It is the alpha I plus beta I return on market plus residual term on risk not related to the investment. Here RI is equal to expected return on security I, RM is equal to market return, alpha I is equal to the return free from market or intercept of the straight line or the alpha coefficient, BI is equal to the slope of the line, that is the beta factor as attached with the security, and EI is the residual term, risk not related to the market risk, that is the unsystematic risk. This EI denotes the unsystematic risk. So, here we are including the systematic risk, unsystematic risk as well as the alpha factor, that is the risk free return, to calculate the expected return. Once under the single index model, Sharpe index model, once we have to construct an optimal portfolio, then we have to calculate first of all the excess return to beta ratio for each security under review. We are having a n number of securities, say for example 10 securities for the review purpose. First of all, we have to calculate the excess return to beta ratio. Excess return, the return from that particular security minus the RF. Here RF denotes the RFR. RFR is the risk free return. Risk free return. Risk free return is also termed as the return which is having negligible risk, like the investment in treasury bills, investment in government securities. These are the RF. These returns are called treated as the RF, which do not consider any risk, which do not possess the risk, because the return is governed or guaranteed by the government. Henceforth, these are treated as the RF. RI is the expected return from that particular security, and BI denotes the beta factor of that particular security. Rank from highest to lowest. After calculating the excess return to beta ratio, excess return of a security with the risk free return to beta ratio, we have to rank the securities from highest to lowest. Then after ranking of the securities, we calculate the optimal portfolio consists of the investment in all securities for which excess return to beta ratio is greater than a particular cutoff point called as C. This is again repeating, because this is the most important terminology under construction of portfolio, optimal portfolio. Once we have given the ranking of various securities with the help of excess return to risk free return under beta ratio, then we have to calculate a factor C, and this C factor will talk about a cutoff point, which is a cutoff point above than the C. We are including the securities under our portfolio, and lower than the C point we are not including the securities in our portfolio. So, this C is the most important term, which is being calculated with the help of construction of portfolio. The C is the factor, which is the cutoff factor where excess return to beta ratio is greater. It is the variance of market return. This is the variance of market return. This is the variance of market return. This is the variance of security. Variance of security. This is the expected return from a particular security, risk free return. This is the beta factor. This is the variance from a security. This is the variance from a security. This is the variance from a market. This is the variance of individual stock. This is the variance from the market. And then after the individual stock return, RI denotes the individual stock return, whereas RF is the risk free return. As I have told you in the previous slide, RF denotes the risk free return, where the investor return, the investment return to an investor is free of risk, like investment in government securities, treasury bills, etc. So, this C factor is the most important factor which we have to calculate to find out the cutoff point from where above than the C we have to include those securities, above than the C we should to include in our portfolio, and lower than the C point we should to exclude from our portfolio. So, this is the statistical measure. After calculating the C, we are arriving in the optimal portfolio. Once known which securities are to be included in the optimal portfolio, the percentage invested in the each security is being calculated. This is simply called as the weight. We are giving the weightage to the investment. How much investment, how much funds should be invested in security X, security Y, security A, B, and in which kind of security how much investment should be made. So, by calculating the C, we are calculating the cutoff factor, cutoff point where the optimal portfolio should be constructed, and then after we are giving the weightage of how much securities, how much weightage should be given to which kind of security, so that the optimal portfolio can be constructed. And the calculating the weightage, we can calculate the Z by, this is the beta square and this is the variance of a particular security. This is the expected return from a particular security, this is the risk free return, this is the beta factor, and this is the cutoff factor which we have calculated earlier. So, let us have a case problem. Mr. Mohan wants to invest rupees 10 lakh in a stock market. The treasury bill return is 5% and the market variance is 10. Following information give detail of expected return, beta and variance consisting of various securities. With the help of these securities, we have to construct an optimal portfolio. Let us have a look on the question. This is the 5% is the treasury bill return. So, this is called as the RF. This is the RF or risk free return. The total amount invested is 10 lakh. This is the market variance is 10. Market variance is 10. This is 10. RF is 5%. Market variance is 10, and these are the various security A, B, C, D, E. These are the expected return attached with the securities. These are the beta factor and these are the variance. Variance, as I have told you, is the unsystematic risk factor, whereas the beta is the systematic risk factor attached with the particular security. Let us have a ranking the securities, how we are ranking the securities. These are the A, B, C, D, E. These are the expected return given in the question. These are the beta factor given in the question. Now, we are getting the difference between the expected return from a security and the risk free return, and the risk free return, as I have told you, RF is the 5%, RF is 5%. So, RF is 5%, 15 minus 5 10, 12 minus 5 7, 11 minus 5 6, 8 minus 5 3, 9 minus 5 4, 14 minus 5 9. So, these are the difference between the expected return from an individual security with the RF, risk free return. Now, we are calculating the ratio of expected return of a security minus risk free return with the beta ratio. So, these are the by putting this value 10 divided by beta factor 10, 7 divided by the beta factor 4.67, 6 divided by the beta factor 3, 3 divided by the beta factor 3.75, and these are the ratios which we have calculated. RI minus RF upon beta. Now, we are ranking the securities. The highest ratio 10, we are giving the rank first. The second highest is 6, we are giving the rank second. Third highest is 4.67, we are giving the rank 3, and so on, and so on. So, with highest to lowest, we are assigning the rank first, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5, rank 6. Now, we arrange the securities rank wise to calculate the cutoff factor, where excess return to beta ratio is greater than a particular cutoff point. Once we have arranged the securities and ranking the securities as per the ratio calculated between the expected return and the risk free return to beta factor, we are ranking the securities, and now we are arranging the securities rank wise and then calculate the factor C. Security A, first rank. Security F, second rank. Security B, third rank. Security D, security D, security E, fourth rank, A, F, B, E, D, C. So we are arranging the securities rank wise. We have calculated the ratio of expected return to risk free return with beta factor. We have already calculated the ratios. We have arranged the securities. We have put the ratios accordingly. Say for example, E का ratio है 4. We have given 4, right? Now we have put all the factors, all the ratios which we have calculated in our previous table. Now we are calculating RI minus RF. RI is given 15 for A, RF is 5, RF is 5%, right? So RI minus RF multiplied by the beta factor divided by the variance which was given in the question. Variance was given in the question. Variance is given in the question. So let us start with this. A का है RI minus RF multiplied by beta factor divided by the variance of a particular security. We can calculate these factors. If we are combining, we are cumulating these factors. Now we have to cumulate these factors. 0.33 plus 1.350 is equal to 1.683. 1.683 plus 0.2525 is equal to 2.208. 2.208 plus 0.200 is equal to 2.408. 2.408 plus 0.240 is equal to 2.648. 2.648 plus 0.30 is equal to 2.948. Here we are calculating the cumulative of this column. We are calculating the cumulative figures of this column, right? Now we are calculating the beta factor square divided by the variance. Beta factor is given for each of the individual security and divided by the variance which was also given in the given question. So by dividing the beta square divided by the variance, we have find out these figures. By cumulating these figures, 0.033 plus 0.225 is equal to 0.258. 0.258 plus 0.113, we calculate 0.371. 0.371 plus 0.050, we can calculate 0.421. 0.421 plus 0.064 is equal to 0.0485. 0.485 plus 0.10 is equal to 0.585. So these are the cumulative figures of these factors. These are the cumulative figures of these factors we have calculated till here. Now the time of putting the figures into the formula. C is the cutoff factor from where more than the C factor we are included in our portfolio. The securities having the factor more than the C should be included in our portfolio, and the securities having the factor less than C should not be included in our portfolio. Let us start. Variance of the market. Variance of the market was given. Variance of a market was given, that is 10. This in the given question, variance of the market was given 10. In the given problem, market variance is 10. So under market variance, we are having 10. Ri minus Rf multiplied by beta or variance square, the ratio of this is, we are getting this figure, this term we are getting out of this. So for security A, we are calculating security A, the cutoff point for security A, right? One by one as per the sequence we are calculating the cutoff point. For security A, we are calculating the cutoff point. So, by multiplying the market variance, this figures are getting from this 0.333 divided by 1 plus market variance already 10 multiple by beta square variance this 0.033 summation of beta square variance is this, right. So, this by multiplying this we can calculate the factor 2.504. This is for security A. So, for security A, the C factor is 2.504. Now, calculate for security F, same method. Market variance is again 10. The factor is this given 1.683 divided by 1 plus market variance 10 multiple by 0.258. This is the summation of this 0.258. By calculating the CF 4.701, we can calculate easily, right. Now, the third is for B, security B, CB. Market variance 10 multiple by the summation of this 2.208 divided by 1 plus market variance multiple by this factor 0.371. We can calculate 4.688. Likewise, we have calculated for security E, security F and security C. We have calculated for security E, security F and security D and security D. Once we have calculated for each of the securities, then we find out 2.504. Now, the C is increasing 54 to 4.701. This is increasing. Now, it starts decreasing. This is the point where the C starts declining. So, this is called as the cutoff point. This is the point where the C starts declining. Henceforth, this is called as the cutoff point. Hence, C will be taken as a 4.701. So, we find out the factor C, that is 4.701, and this factor will help us to select the portfolio securities to be included in our portfolio. Which security should be included? The securities above than the C factor. What securities are above than the C factor? Security F and security A. These two securities are above than the C factor. It means it is quite clear we should include security A and security F in our portfolio. But now, the proportion of securities in our portfolio. Now, to calculate how much proportion of how much proportion of investment should be made in security A and how much proportion of investment should be made in security F. So, let us have a formula of optimal proportion. Z is equal to beta square upon variance, Ri minus Rf upon beta minus C factor. So, this is beta square upon ZA. Beta square 0.033, Ri minus Rf upon beta, Ri minus Rf upon beta, Ri minus Rf upon beta, this 10 minus C. C was 4.701. So, by putting these figures into the formula, we are finding ZA is equal to 0.175, whereas ZF is equal to beta square upon variance, 6. beta square upon variance 0.225, beta square upon variance is equal to 0.225, Ri minus Rf upon beta, Ri minus Rf upon beta is 6 minus C, C is the 4.701. So, by putting these into the formula, we are able to calculate the ZF, that is 0.292. Now, we can easily calculate the proportion, the ratio between two. Z for the security A, X A is equal to 0.751 plus divided by the summation of 0.751 plus 0.292 is equal to 0.3747. 0.3747 constitute 37.47%. Same for the security F, 0.292 divided by the summation of 0.715175 plus 0.292 is equal to 0.6253 or 62.53%. So, here we are able to calculate the proportion of security A and the proportion of security F to be included in our portfolio. Now, Mr. Mohan's optimum portfolio will include security A proportion in the proportion of 37.47%, 37.47%, 10 lakh multiplied by 37.47, 3,74,700, and security F in proportion of security F in proportion of 62.53% is equal to 10 lakh multiplied by 62.53 is equal to 6,25,300 rupees. So, as the question was Mohan wants to invest rupees 10 lakh in these stocks. These were the stocks available. How much investment he should make and in which kind of security he should to include in its portfolio. So, he should include security A and security F. He should include security A and security F, and he should make the investment in the ratio of this. So, he should make the 3,74,700 investment in security A and 6,25,300 investment in security F to optimize the risk and return, and this is a step of constructing a portfolio. The limitation of this model is it is also include a very lots of calculations, as you have seen already seen the calculation side. So, this is the only limitation of this model. Under single index model, lots of calculation is required, which is not an easy task. The references Nagarjan A. Jaibal G. This is security analysis and portfolio management by New Age International Publishers, and Fisher and Jordan by Pearson Education, the 6th edition for security analysis and portfolio management. So, with the help of single index model, we have analyzed how an investor can optimize its risk and return with the help of statistical tools, and this single index model come under the category of modern portfolio selection model. Thank you very much.